Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining today's webinar on how to use the Agent Studio automated social media tool to capitalize on river cruising. So the first thing that I want to do, introduce myself. My name is Mickey Taylor, and I'm the founder and CEO of Taylor & Company Travel. I also am a writer for Agent at Home and Vacation Agent magazines. So if you don't currently receive those publications in the mail, you should definitely sign up for them because, hi Patty, how are you? I'm still feeling, as you can tell, still have a cough. It's getting better. Thank you for asking though. Still hanging on. It's one of those things it's just hard to kick. Make sure you sign up for the Vacation Agent and the Agent at Home magazines because they're complimentary and they provide a lot of good information on aspects of your home-based business in the Agent at Home magazine, and the Vacation Agent publication is more on showcasing different suppliers, different destinations, different travel niches, and they both contain really great information that can be helpful for your business. Occasionally they'll do in the spring they'll do a destination wedding publication, really nice add-ins or supplements to the magazines. I use them all year as go-to if I'm looking for a certain place for a client. Sometimes I find that it's easier to look through a magazine or something I can touch and feel as opposed to searching online. So if you're kind of like that, you would love those additional supplements as well. So when we're done, make sure you sign up for those. Today, we are going to be in the control panel and we're going to look at the automated social media and how you can use your automated social media tool to cash in or expand certain travel niches within the travel industry. So the first thing I want to do is go over really quick just a short overview on how to add your Facebook and Twitter accounts. And we will also add the Instagram, the new Instagram that is now posting automatically to the Instagram platform. So if you've used this tool or any other tool, you know that Instagram would never automatically post from this platform right to Instagram itself. You would receive an email and you would have to download the image, copy the description, and then open up Instagram, the Instagram app on your phone or your iPad or tablet, and then post the information. Still saved you time, but it was a little cumbersome. Well, in recent months, Facebook, who is the owner of Instagram, they've changed that up a little bit so that we can now post directly from third-party platforms or tools such as this and have it go directly to the app. So that's an exciting feature that we'll touch upon really quick. And then we'll jump into how we can take the information that we already have on our websites and set up our social media posts for river cruising and really any niche. But we're focusing a little bit on river cruising during the month of March. So I'm going to cater or use a lot of those examples throughout my webinars during March. So if river cruising is something that you're interested in expanding, the webinars during the month of March will be good for you to jump on. So let's go ahead and we are going to set up the Facebook and Twitter, because those two services are the ones that Agent Studio sends out posts 2 to 3 times a day on your behalf. Okay, so you definitely, if you don't have a Facebook or Twitter account, get one. Just because you will be able to not do anything besides set up or create the account and then add it into your automated social media platform. Agent Studio, let them do all the marketing for you. You won't have to do anything else if you don't have the time or don't want to. So definitely want to make sure that you're capitalizing on that. Wow, I hate that when I've set this up correctly. Yeah, so I'm not really sure. My apologies. Okay, wait, I thought I quit my email as well. And if you've been on recent webinars of mine, you know that I was having a lot of email issues with Outlook. So Outlook is fixed and it was working good. So not really sure. Maybe I need to just force quit that so that we don't get those dings all the time. Okay. All right. So also, Patty has a question. Are you signing into the community page? Expand a little bit on that. I'm not really sure. Do you mean our business page in Facebook and on Instagram? Expand a little bit on your question, because I'm not exactly sure how to answer that. If you have questions throughout the webinar, you can go ahead, as Patricia is doing. She is, I love to answer questions throughout the webinars. So please go ahead and add your questions in the chat box. No, on the Agent Studio community, or is this just Travel Alliance Media's sites? No, this is just, I'm not logging into the Agent Studio community. This is just on the back end of your Agent Studio website. That's where, and Travel Alliance Media is just how they have the platform branded. And I have also requested some information on how we as agents can look at removing the branding so that we can brand this ourselves. So that is something that I have asked about from Agent Studio. So to set up, Patricia, this is if you've logged into your control panel of your Agent Studio website, and then once in the control panel, if you click on automated social media, that's how I got to this page. And then we're going to click on add services, and we're going to choose Facebook. And what we want to set up, we're going to set up, if you have a business page, you want to set up the Facebook fan page. If you don't have a business page and you use your personal Facebook page as your business account, that is perfectly fine. You just select a different setup option, and that would be the Facebook post option, where it says post updates to your own Facebook wall. Okay, so those are the two options. And we're going to click on setup. Give it a moment to load. And once it opens up, you will have to authorize the app to access your Facebook account, and it should open up to the account that is the administrator of your fan page or business page, which is your account. And then we're going to click OK and authorize it. And now it brings you to some questions that you will answer. The description, it automatically defaults to something. You can change it if you want. If you are the administrator of multiple Facebook pages, you will have to come in and select which page it is that you want these automatic posts to go to. And then automatically generate link previews. I always click yes on this because I want to see a preview in my post. Okay, so if you don't want to see a preview of the link, then this is how all of your posts would look on Facebook. Not too exciting, not too inviting. If I was scrolling down through my Facebook feed, I probably wouldn't click on anything that looked like this, that didn't give me any indication as to what I might find. So for that reason, I always click yes. If you want to target a specific state, a specific region with your marketing, then you can set up geo-targeting. But I don't set up any type of targeting. I wanted to reach all of my fans, so I let this section go. Post as a full-size image, I also select no here. What this does, it takes the images that you are posting and it makes them into a separate post. It doesn't connect. So this image right here would show up as one post, and then this link would show up as a separate post on your Facebook page. I don't like that. You can try it, and you can always come in here and change any of these and at any time. So if you want to play around a little bit and see how it works, you can certainly do that. And sorry about that. Receive alerts for new activity. Okay, this can totally inundate and consume your inbox. If you have a lot of activity on your Facebook page. So I always set this to none. That way you're not going to receive notifications every time someone posts on your page, or they like your image or they share it, things like that. If you want the notifications to come to your priority inbox, I'll show you where that is after we save this. So if we save these settings and then come over here and look at my services, now you'll see that I have two of these set up. So because I already had my Facebook account set up. So I'm going to go ahead and delete one. And if you set something up and then an account and you realize, oh, for some reason you set it up wrong, you no longer want it to post to those, all you have to do is come over and click on the delete and say, yes, proceed to delete. Okay, that way there's only one. I only have one set up here. Now, your priority inbox that I spoke of is up here in the left-hand corner. And from time to time, you will see that there are these reconnection issues. All you do is click on the message and then save, because each platform has a specific length of time that they allow third-party tools such as the automated social media to be connected to your account. And then they just need refreshed. It's just a safety precaution. They just want to make sure that, hey, it's okay to still, you want to still be allowing this app to access your social media accounts. And the system will keep giving you notifications until you come in here and reconnect it. Okay, you can see this was 5 months ago. I had to do that with, or if you change your password, you will have to come in here and update the connection because this won't be able to connect again. So those are the types of reasons why you will have to come in and you'll get these reconnection options. Okay, super easy. It isn't that difficult. And if you never want to make a social media post for your agency, you don't ever have to Facebook because Agent Studio will create them for you Monday through Friday, 2 to 3 times a day. Okay, now let's go back in and let's set up a Twitter account. And it's super easy, actually a lot easier, less steps than your Facebook account. So we're going to click Add. And we have another question. Victoria says, what does Agent Studio post? So Agent Studio picks either destinations that are already included on our website. And let's jump out to Facebook and I will give you some, show you some examples of what they will post. It is general information that, let's see, general to the accounting, geez, that's my previous life, to the travel industry. And let's see. Okay, here's one of the posts. Now, there is currently an issue with the platform not carrying over the images. So this is what one of the posts looks like, and this is a news article about Jean Michel Cousteau. It's a relative, I think maybe a son or daughter of Jacques Cousteau. But I will scroll down back a few pages or back a few posts and look at, that's the furry guy that you'll hear occasionally barking in the background. They have had the issue for a couple, like 2 weeks now, so it's been escalated. Here's one of the ones. So it will look like this. This was a post about Clearwater, Florida. So they'll either pick random destinations or some of the news articles that relate and are consumer facing. So they will never post anything, travel agent bonus from, Norwegian Cruise Line. It will never be anything like that. It's all consumer facing, and it's all articles and posts that you yourself, it complements your agency. So what happens is when someone on your page clicks the link, it brings them right back to your website, which is the name of the game, really. The call to actions are always to get the people on your social media who either follow you or are your fans to come to your website so that they can see what else you have to offer, either self-book or send you a trip inquiry. And the name of the game with marketing, a lot of people think that, I want to put out the latest promotion, or I want to put out, hey, looking for a travel agent, buy your next trip from Taylor & Company Travel. While those are okay once in a while, the last one that I mentioned, you really want to educate your audience as opposed to constantly be doing the sales pitch. Because if you're constantly doing a sell to them, they're going to tune you out. But if you are educating your followers and your audience, that is going to build your reputation up, and people will become aware, hey, Jane Doe travel agent really knows their stuff. She's posting some really great articles. She's sharing, the latest news in the travel industry, the hottest trends. So that is how you build up your reputation. That's how you show your audience that you're very knowledgeable about what you can do. Now, it's okay to, make general posts. I do them all the time. For my agency, how, Taylor and Company Travel, we offer competitive rates, welcome amenities, agency, unique amenities upon your arrival. We, you can make posts like that. You're sharing what your agency does, not saying, hey, buy from me. So you can send out the same message by changing up the verbiage that you use. And everyone following you, they will look at your posts and be like, oh, I'd like to, book my next trip through them. You don't have to say, hey, buy from us or book with us. You can do things like looking for your next cruise. Here's a great link that will allow you to research every cruise line all in one spot. So the undertone of that is to sell, but when one of your followers reads that, they're not going to feel like you're instantly saying, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. You're sharing a link for them to make their search for their next cruise easier. And ultimately, the goal is for them to purchase from you, but you can do that without specifically saying that. Okay, so Patricia asks, at the bottom of the post, it shows your company info as the source of the post. Is that automatic, or do you need to set this up? No, that comes from any post that I initiate from my website. So if I do come in here to my destination search, I have under Discover. So anything that I pull from here, or I pull from the news, and the layout of this is kind of messy right now because there's an issue with Safari. So don't look at the spacing. It drives me crazy. Or any of the news articles that I come in here and I look at that I want to share, it will automatically add that to the bottom of the post. That's a great question. Keep the questions coming. They are great. So this is one of them. And let's see if there's some others. So here's a general post that I've made for winery tours, wine travel. Basically, I'm ultimately selling travel to them to go visit wineries and do wine tastings and things like that. I'm selling this to them, but I'm not saying, hey, buy this trip from me or book your next trip from me. So that's one of the biggest things when you're doing your social, any type of marketing. Just be aware of the tone of the post and just make sure that you are posting to educate, and the underlying tone is always, to encourage your followers and site visitors to book their trips with you. But your knowledge and expertise will do that for you. Let me see if we have another question. Okay, here's another post that came from Agent Studio that doesn't have the image in it. So again, this was an article about Paul Gauguin and gives you information about their upcoming itineraries. So that's the type of post that Agent Studio will share. Victoria asks, do they add your business name to the post they automatically generate, or is it only the ones you post? And it is, okay, let's go back to Facebook. And The ones, so these were generated by Agent Studio, and they have my name at the bottom. Now, they used to all come from Travelliance Media, but they may have already changed that. That was one of the things that I inquired about, asking, let's scroll down a bit and look at okay, so it looks like every post, as I scroll down through here, you see all of my loves of my life. The Red Sox, J-Lo, and it looks like they changed it all. So every post, even those generated by Agent Studio, will automatically have this. And like I mentioned before, this used to say travelliancemedia.com, and it would link to Agent Studio. But I brought that to their attention, and it looks like that was a super easy fix, and it's all changed. So I am happy to say that they all will have your agency name at the bottom of them now, even the ones that we generate ourselves and the ones that Agent Studio generates on our behalf. Tammy asks, is your website set up from the Agent Studio Agent Premium package? Yes, it's I'm on the Elite plan. So the Elite plan gives you total customization capabilities. I don't have any restrictions on having to keep my tabs the same. So if we go into, let me pop up one of the demo sites. Tammy also says, I'm new, so I'm learning the website setup. Well, congratulations, you're in a great place. I think you will find, I love Agent Studio, which is why I went to them and said, hey, let me do some webinars for you and teach agents how I've used your platform to grow my agency into a thriving business. Now, an example of the different package. So the Elite plan or package is the only one that will allow you to change the names of these tabs. Okay, and you can also, with the Elite plan, go in and hide some of these. So in this package, I believe this is the starter plan. So as you can see, all of the subpages have to fall under the navigational tab, where if you go to my site, let me scroll back up, I don't have any of those. So my tab is a landing page. So if I click this landing page, these are basically my sub-tabs. Okay, I've changed it so that when you go to a navigational word at the top or tab, you don't get this huge long list of options. Let's see. Okay, we have some questions up here. Kim asks, is the automated social media feature only available with the Elite plan? No, it actually comes with the starter, the pro, and the Elite. So if you are on one of the paid options, you have access to the automated social media feature. And honestly, it's worth its weight in gold. Before they implemented this tool, it took me, and now this has been a while, but back when social media, we started getting third-party tools that we could use to automate some of our social media marketing, I ended up with like 5 or 6 different monthly subscriptions. And it took all of those to do what I can now do within the automated social media tool. I was paying between $50 and $60 a month for all of those tools. So it's a huge savings, and it's also this tool is more powerful than all of the other tools that I had subscribed to combined. It's friendlier, easier to use. So if you are on a free plan, it would, the starter I think starts at $19.95 or $19.99. I think it's $95. So it's really worth the $20 a month to get that. It's definitely well worth it, especially, because Agent Studio automatically does the marketing for you. You can set it and let it, basically, if you don't have time to do it. And part of the game with social media marketing is to be consistent. And with Agent Studio posting to Facebook and Twitter daily on your behalf, you don't have to worry, oh, I have to work it into my schedule, make sure I'm getting some posts out there, at least one a day, because you want to stay consistent and post every day. You don't have to worry about that. Agent Studio will do it for you. While all those other tools, there are tools out there that do bits and pieces of what you can do with the automated social media tool. But the big piece, and probably one of the most important pieces, it's not all in one platform, number one. And number two, you don't have anybody that's going to automatically post on your behalf each day anything about your agency that will lead your followers back to your website. And that's crucial. Let's see. Tammy asks, is that the one that is $41 per month? So the 41, I think that's, if you're with a host, that sounds like a discounted option. Let's go. I'm going to pull up Agent Studio and we'll look at their price points. So if you aren't with a host and you're getting your website directly through Agent Studio, these are the different plans. So the plan that I'm on is the Elite plan. And I have all of the features. So the Elite plan contains everything included in, of course, the free site, the starter, and the professional. And your site, Tammy, you probably are on the professional site at a discounted rate through a host agency. Or you might have a discount. Let me know if your site isn't through a host. Because if it isn't, you might have, a really good discount off of the Elite plan that is, from maybe a previous webinar. We occasionally do promos that give you really deep discounts for upgrading to the Elite plan so that you can try it out for a few months. So these are the different breakdowns. So just let me know and we can pop back into this. So I'm going to jump back into setting up the Twitter account. And you'll see that there aren't as many options with Twitter. There's actually only 5 options here to set up. And the option that you want to set up is the first one, post Twitter updates now or in the future for your Twitter account. You want to put in the user ID for the Twitter account that you want to access or set up in your automated social media tool, enter the password, and then click Authorize App. And of course, my password's probably wrong. They usually are. Okay, there. So once I use my correct password, you'll see this is the icon that is up here. This is the profile image for the account that you are in the process of authorizing on the automated social media tool. So if that's the wrong account, all you have to do is click cancel, log into the right one, and then come back, click authorize the app, and that's it. With this, setting this one up, you only have to really do 3 steps. Click post with images. Images are what sells, so you always want to post the image. And then it set up how you want to receive alerts. And again, the same thing with Facebook. Melvin, okay, I'm sorry. I always hate when we have work emergencies, but the webinar will be recorded, so you'll be able to catch up. And once you've said that, you can click Save Settings. Now I'm going to cancel this one because I already have it set up. And when we come back into our services, I'm going to go to page 2 where my Twitter is showing down at the bottom. And the account's set up. And so now after you do those 3 easy steps, Agent Studio will start automatically posting on your behalf. Okay. Now, to get to the focus, once you have those set up, it's super easy. It's the same steps to set up the other services. Now, I do want to go in, and before I jump into utilizing the river cruising options on your website with the social media platform, I want to show you how to set up the Instagram. And we go back again to services, and we're going to click Add Instagram. Now, there are 2 options. Let's see. Actually, it looks like they took out. Okay, the 2 options they didn't. Now I'm getting all tongue-tied. The 2 options to post to Instagram are the one that just says Instagram post. This is one that you can use with a personal account or a business account. But with this, it will not send a post directly to your Instagram feed. That is the new account right here, the second one down, Instagram business profile. And it is still in beta. It's being tested, so they're working out any bugs right now. But the fact that they've initiated this and are allowing this to happen is great, because you don't have to go through all the additional steps. And it will tell you, it posts directly to your Instagram business profile. No mobile app required. While this is still in beta at Facebook, videos are not supported. Okay, so super easy to set this up. You want to click Set Up. And it's going to take you into Facebook. And you have to say, yes, I want to continue. And you will be able to click on the Instagram business profile. And then once you click on or select the business account that you want to add to the platform, all you have to do is click Save Settings. Now, I already have that set up, so I canceled it. But when we come down here, we will be able to, let me look at this. I have multiple set up, so I need to delete a couple of these. This is what happens when I use my own account to set up during webinars. Must be page 2. Okay, so you'll see at the end, this one looks a little bit different. Okay, this icon looks like a briefcase, and it says that it's the beta. So you want to make sure that once you set up your Instagram account, that this is what it looks like when you click on my services. It says the Instagram business profile for beta. So what this means is, and this is Facebook's way to try to control things. Everybody knows that they changed up their algorithms lately, and they're saying how that our pages, we won't see as many business ads, and the business posts through Facebook are going to be not as apparent. And people were, getting very worried about that, because some people, that's the way they market the most, through Facebook. So Facebook is making you have a Instagram business profile. So just make sure, if you don't, maybe you have one Instagram account and it's used mainly for your business. You can go in and there's like, in settings, you can convert that account to a business account. You don't need to add a new one. Let me close out a couple of these pages of this. I end up getting so many pages open that it's hard to find the ones I want. So that's the only rule of thumb. Just make sure that you have beta after the account that you've set up. And now when you post from here, it will go directly to Instagram without you having to do anything further. And hopefully in the future, maybe Agent Studio will post there on our behalf as well each day. Although I'm a little territorial on my Instagram account, so I'm not sure if I like Agent Studio doing Facebook and Twitter at the moment, so we'll see how that works out with them as far as Instagram is concerned. Any questions so far on setting up the accounts and anything to that nature? It's, as you see, it's super easy to set them up. And even if you aren't ready to do any marketing on your own, like I said, set up those accounts, activate them in here, and take advantage of the marketing that Agent Studio does for you every day. It will make a huge difference, and it's consistent, and your followers will get accustomed to seeing that every day. That's how to build up your following, and you're already paying for it as well. It's included in the package, so take advantage of all the help that you can get. So now I'm going to click on Compose, and with March being river cruise focus, you can utilize the information in addition to the destinations and the news articles that we have on our website. We can also come in here and let's look at the cruise options. And the first part goes to the cruise booking tool, but towards the middle, we can come in here and we can search. Let's pull up and look at Uniworld Boutique River Cruising. You can either put in a time frame that you want to promote and then update this, or we can leave out the dates and just say, hey, share with me Uniworld. Okay, so once the options come up, you'll see there's 37 different cruises. So let's just click on one of these at the top. Now, once you open this up, this itinerary has its own web address. Okay, and it's linked to your agency's website. So we can use the overview. You can share out the itinerary. Now let's do one of two things. Let me copy this link and I'm going to jump to the itinerary. I'm going to jump back over here and I'm going to paste the link. And then you can see that it gives a little blurb about the cruise and what they're going to find. And then they can click this. This will be a link that will lead them right back to this page and they can see the entire itinerary. Okay, when you click on, okay, maybe I need to refresh. Why are none of these giving me any additional details? It could be this particular supplier as well is not furnishing anything additional. Some of the suppliers you can click and they give you additional information about each day. If you want to share ship information, if we wanted to share this as opposed to having that post go out to the itinerary, we can copy the URL and let's delete this. Actually, I'm just going to cancel it and come back into Compose. And let's paste this link. Now, it's giving the same information, but when your clients click the link, it's going to come in directly to the information about the ship itself. So it just depends on what you want your clients or your followers to see when they first click on that link. Whatever you feel would be the most enticing for them, whether it's seeing the ports. I like the ports because it's visual. There's images there. I wish there was an image for this port, but I would probably want to click here or want them to come into something that's more visually stimulating. Then when they click Bulgaria, it's going to take them right into the information about Bulgaria under your destinations. So everything is all linked, everything is all connected, and that's one of the most important features about Agent Studio. All of your marketing, everything is linked and integrated together so that you don't have to go through and do anything else in order to do any of this marketing. And some people, when you first get in, I started out using Constant Contact. I'm very tech savvy and I hated it. It was very difficult for me to do the type of marketing that I wanted to do. I really needed about a $500,000 a year marketing budget to go out to, graphic designers and such to be like, hey, here's my vision. Can you help me create it? And oh, by the way, how are we going to get this to link to my website? Because none of it was integrated. Where with Agent Studio, it's all integrated. So anything that is currently on your site, you can use any of this. I do under wedding I-dos. I can share out the knot that I'm on the knot. So if I click here and it's going out to the knot and I think, oh, I want this still linked to my Agent Studio website. Well, that's why I put the knot here. That's why I put it on my Agent Studio site. So if I want them to see all the options, all I have to do is use this link to this landing page. And then they can come in. Anybody that clicks that link will see, oh, here's destination information, wedding styles, preferred resorts. They can click here and get romance travel. And my website is being worked on. So this is a little off right now because it is being set up to be mobile reactive. So some of my pages are looking a little bit out of sorts, so to speak. I do affiliate marketing. So these are all the partners that I've partnered with. And all of this stuff relates to weddings. It's items that brides, even if you're not doing their wedding, this is a way to get followers, viewers, clients back to your website. Sorry about that. It's like 85 degrees here, so I always, in the afternoon, I always have the windows and the doors to my office open, and occasionally this very loud car always seems to come by and make its presence. Beverly is asking, what is mobile reactive? So mobile reactive is means that your website adjusts to a cell phone or a tablet. And because mine, I have taken so long and I'm constantly was making a ton of different updates and changes, my site had to be set up separately. So that just means that it adjusts when someone pulls your site up on their iPhone or their tablet. Okay, so any of this information that you have on your website, even if you add it or any of the tools that automatically come with the platform, going to jump back into the cruise. As far as river cruising as well, actually, I'm going to jump over here and show you something else under self-booking. So self-booking, I love, and I do basically a whole webinar on the booking tools that come with Agent Studio, as well as why it's important to have booking tools on your site. If you are, if you sell Viking Cruises, then you probably already know that Viking Cruises have their own white label version of their websites. So this is a great way for you to also share the Viking river cruise with your followers. So once you have this set up, you can link it to your website. You'll get your own URL from Viking, and you can share this with all of your followers. You can do email marketing campaigns for this. They have one of the best white labeled sites, because what they did, they took their entire website and they stripped down all of their contact information and replaced it with ours, the agents. You can choose whether when someone comes to your white labeled Viking site, if you want Viking to do brochure fulfillment, which I clicked yes because I don't want to have to get the request and then have to send it out. Viking will send it out to them, and your contact information is included right there when they get all of the information. So it's a super great way to really promote Viking. And I'm just now starting to dive deeper into the cruise world to see what other cruise lines actually offer white label. And I honestly tend to gravitate toward suppliers in general that do allow this type of marketing to us. Because if it is a supplier that happens to not be on our website and it's one I want to sell, I love AM Resorts, okay? I think that they're a great supplier because they have an option or a resort category that covers everyone, okay? And it's my go-to. So I want to be able to market for AM Resorts, but I want to make sure when I'm sending clients out this information that it's coming back to my website, because I want to use all the information that's on my website when I'm making setting up my social media marketing. Patricia says, do you have to already be selling Viking to get this for your site? No, that's a super great question, and I'm so glad that you asked that. Unlike some of the suppliers, which I hate it when suppliers, and Charisma is one of these, like you have to sell so much in order to get the next set of marketing tools from them. Well, to me, that's defeating the purpose, because if you're new to the industry or new to that supplier, you're going to have to figure out a way to sell it and market it on your own in order to reach that level of sales that they want you to have, in order for them to give you a tool to use to make selling their product easier. I think that's BS in my book. And with Viking, you don't. As long as you register and pardon me, let me grab a quick drink. As long as you register with Viking and get a login, an agent login account, you can set this up. So it is super nice, and they have, great brochures, and you can get one for their ocean cruise as well. And I think I connected the same link to both of mine, so I'm actually glad that I looked at this. Oh, no, I didn't. So, yes, in case you didn't know, Viking does have an ocean cruise option as well, which is becoming extremely popular. And they have ports, they leave from ports within the US. So it makes it a little bit more convenient for some clients who don't want to have to fly internationally in order to board their cruise. This is another option, and they still do the same. You can see here right now, 2-for-1 cruise plus up to $1,000 off airfare per person. They run amazing sales. And once you put these links on your site, you can use that in your social media marketing, as well as all of the other river cruise options that are currently on the site under your cruise search. Okay, so again, can jump in here for Uniworld. And once you share out over social media, all of these options that are currently on your website have built in the get a quote option. Okay, and these forms come directly to you from your website, so they can request additional information. And once you get it, you know exactly which cruise they're looking at. So a lot of really great tools and information that is right on your website to use to market to the river cruise segment to your clients. Now, we are all but out of time, so I want to jump ahead, and I want to show you where where you're going to be able to find the replays of today's webinar and months worth of previous webinars. It is going to be on the Agent Studio YouTube page. And 24 hours after the webinar ends, you're going to get a follow-up email, and it's going to include the link to this page, the videos page. And by the end of the day today, yesterday's webinar will be up. It looks like we're missing Tuesday and Wednesday's webinar. So I will reach out and make sure those are up. But normally within 24 hours, the links are up, and you can come in here and rewatch any of the previous webinars that you may have missed, or you can rewatch ones that you were on, especially if you're doing setting up your accounts and have a question. One good thing with the replays, you can fast forward to the sections that you need and don't have to rewatch the entire thing. So with that being said, we are out of time. I feel like we just started today's webinar. the time goes so fast. I feel like I could talk for hours about each subject because there's so much great information, and we're able to do so much with the Agent Studio platform. I could just talk for hours about it. So I do talk a lot about it by doing, I do 3 webinars every week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So look for the new March schedule will be out probably tomorrow or over the weekend will be up, and you will be able to find the schedule. Let me jump into the control panel. It's in, I might have to scroll down to the bottom. Once you're in your control panel, down under Agent Studio Academy, that's where you'll be able to find the rest of the March schedule, and you can sign up and register from there. Now, it looks like we had another question before we go. Patricia, once again, a great webinar. Mickey, thank you. I enjoyed listening and learning with you. You're so welcome, Patricia. Thank you for joining. I love those comments. I enjoy sharing all of the information and with everyone. If you have any questions, please, you can email me as well. My email is included in your registration, so you can always reach out to me. Na says thank you as well. Great information, very helpful. You're so welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Beverly has a question. When talking about companies that do not offer an option to work off of Agent Studio, such as Viator, what can I do when I use the ARC Marketplace? So is the ARC, that's interesting because I didn't know if the ARC Marketplace was still in effect or was still active. But when you say Viator, you can create your own Viator link. I have one, but honestly, I've had the worst experiences with Viator. With customer service, canceling or rescheduling tours for my clients. So you were using Viator through ARC. Okay, now I get it. Let me share with you, I'll share you 2 things. I'm going to share with you a supplier that I use instead of Viator, and that is Project Expedition. Project Expedition has, this is their white label, and I have it. Well, let me give it a second to completely open. This normally goes right to my website. It's my white label with Project Expedition. And for some reason, so this is my footer. I have probably the smallest footer of anyone ever. I don't like all the big footers. So at the top, normally this also opens up directly on my website. So there, you can see it's opening up a little. We're getting ready to have a really bad storm, so it seems like my internet connection has slowed quite a bit. That could be why, but I love Project Expedition for quite a few reasons. One, Rob and Jeremy are amazing to work with. If I find a tour through Viator that my clients like and Project Expedition doesn't have it, all I have to do is send them the link and say, hey, are you able to get this? If you have enough time in between the time that, obviously if it's a last minute thing or your clients are already in, mid-travel and they want to book something and reach out to you, that isn't going to work. But if you're planning something, they will get you, if at all possible, the tour that your clients want. They'll add it to their inventory and you get 10% commission, as opposed to Viator, at least through directly with Viator, you only get 5%. And I believe that that's pretty standard across the board, that they only pay you 5%, and they have the worst customer service in the entire world. But with that being said, you can go to Viator, and I do have a Viator link that if I can't get something, here's the link that you want to go to, and you should, you should be able to register with Viator directly. Let me paste it in here. Actually, this is probably their new link. Oh, it's the same thing. Never mind. It's been a long day so far. If I log in here, here's my Viator link. You can set this up. It's super cumbersome to set up their white label. I hate the way this site looks. It's so not professional enough for me, but their site isn't easy to set up and to customize. But it's an option. So you can get your own white label site with Viator, and you can add the link to your Agent Studio page. As far as some of the other options or suppliers that you were using that were in the marketplace, double check and make sure that they don't have any white label or any links from their travel agent portal. And if they don't, you can do what I do. I set up, like, here's a specialty page. I love Dominique DeBay. I love working with her. I love everything about their company. They are a class act, and they represent a lot of luxury hotels and resorts around the globe. I wanted to market and sell her products, but I didn't always want to share her posts and her, blogs, because I wanted to get the credit for it. I wanted clients to come to me. So I just basically created my own page with the properties, and I have to add a few new ones to this. But if you click, one of these goes to a page that has a slideshow about the property. Ooh, we have an issue. I don't like what they're doing to all of my pages, because it seems like as they're adding this code for my site, it's messing up a few things. That button isn't even working, but if we click this Prezo, this should be the presentation for that hotel. So I've created my own pages. And it can be, even if it's just a brochure for the supplier that you have, you can create a page somewhat like this. Now I need to add something else to my list and go and check all of my pages to make sure they're not breaking all of my links. But you could set up, for those suppliers, you can set up a page something like this, and these links could go to their brochure with, at the bottom of that page, you can have an inquiry form where visitors can inquire with you. So that's a way that you can pull those suppliers into your sites. Also, reach out to support. Put in a support ticket and say, hey, I would like to see these suppliers on our website. So put in a support ticket and let them know. I do that all the time, but I request a lot of stuff. They call me I'm very needy. But I'm always asking, hey, I want this or I want that. And the more agents ask for things, the more they will see the need for it. With me, they're like, it's Mickey. She wants everything. I want the moon. So they take my requests with a grain of salt, because I always want it all. But the more agents that request, they love to know what your thoughts are and what you would like to see to make the platform better. And that includes suppliers. So please make sure you reach out to them and just put in a support ticket and say, hey, I would like to see X, Y, and Z. And if it's 50 suppliers, list all 50. If it's 2, it can be 2. But just go ahead and reach out to them, because your feedback is probably more important than mine, because like I said, I request everything. I want the moon, so I always ask for the moon. And if you guys submit your requests, I'm sure we have some of the same, so that will help make those requests turn into reality. All right, well, I have a call in 4 minutes, so I have to jump off. Thank you again for joining. I loved all of your questions. If anything else comes up, please reach out to me. You have my email address. You can reach me anytime. I'm more than happy to help. Have a great weekend, and hopefully I'll see you on a webinar next week. Thanks, everyone.